Every single year, people get into their vehicles on these roads and never arrive. Not because of bad weather, not because of mechanical failure, but because the road itself decided they wouldn't. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 roads on this planet. Roads so extreme, so merciless, so completely indifferent to human life, that even knowing the danger, people still drive them. The question isn't whether you'd survive. The question is, would you even start the engine? There are roads on this planet that were never meant to be driven. Not because engineers made mistakes, not because governments failed to maintain them, but because they were carved through places so extreme, so unforgiving, so utterly indifferent to human survival, that every single kilometer is a negotiation between the driver and death itself. No guardrails, no emergency lanes, no second chances. On these roads, the difference between arriving and disappearing forever is measured not in skill, but in luck. Today, Atmos takes you onto the most dangerous roads on Earth. Roads where truck drivers pray before they shift into gear. Roads where one wrong turn means a fall of hundreds of meters into nothing. Roads that have claimed so many lives that local people no longer count the dead, they simply remember the names. Fasten whatever you have. This is going to be a difficult ride. Road 1, Yungas Road, Bolivia. If there is one road on this planet that has earned its name through pure, undeniable evidence, it is this one, the Death Road. The North Yungas Road in Bolivia descends from the Andes Mountains at an altitude of over 4,600 meters, dropping nearly 3,600 meters over the course of just 64 kilometers. It connects the capital city of La Paz to the Amazon rainforest below. 2 completely different worlds linked by a single thread of dirt and gravel, barely wide enough for one vehicle. There are no guardrails, the cliff edge is immediate, 1 tire's width from the road's surface, and then nothing. A vertical drop of hundreds of meters into dense Amazonian jungle below, where the bodies of vehicles and their passengers have been swallowed so completely that some were never recovered. The road was built by Paraguayan prisoners of war in the 1930s. It was the only connection between the highlands and the lowlands for decades, which meant that trucks, buses and cars had no choice but to use it, regardless of the weather, regardless of the visibility, regardless of whether they would survive. At its most dangerous periods, the North Yungas Road claimed an estimated 200 to 300 lives. Every single year. Fog rolls in without warning. Rain turns the gravel surface into something closer to ice. And on the narrowest sections, 2 vehicles meeting each other face to face must negotiate who reverses. On a road with no margin for error and a cliff waiting patiently on one side, the outer vehicle always has the right of way, because the outer vehicle is the one closest to the edge. And reversing on the edge of eternity requires a steadiness that most human beings simply do not possess. Today, a newer paved road handles most of the traffic, but the Death Road still exists. Cyclists from around the world pay to ride it, seeking the adrenaline of descending 3,600 meters on a bicycle with a cliff beside them. Some of them do not finish the descent. Road 2. Zoji La Pass, India. Not all deadly roads kill through dramatic falls. Some kill through something far more patient. Through cold, through altitude, through the slow and methodical cruelty of the Himalayas. Zoji La Pass connects the Kashmir Valley to the Ladakh region of northern India. It sits at an altitude of 3,500 meters, and it is one of the most strategically important mountain passes in Asia. The only road connecting 2 regions that would otherwise be completely cut off from each other for half the year. The road is barely wide enough for a single vehicle. In some sections, the surface is not paved at all. just compressed gravel and rock carved into the face of a Himalayan mountainside by hand. In winter, Zoji La is closed entirely. The snow accumulation can reach several meters deep, burying the road completely. Avalanches are not occasional events here, they are a scheduled part of the season. But in summer, when the pass reopens, the traffic begins immediately. Trucks loaded with supplies for Ladakh, food, medicine, fuel, everything that a region cut off from the world for 6 months desperately needs, begin their crossing. Drivers who have made this journey dozens of times still grip their steering wheels with both hands on every turn. The road hugs the mountainside at angles that seem geometrically impossible. Below, river valleys stretch hundreds of meters down. Above, the mountain continues rising, unstable, snow-loaded, and deeply indifferent to the vehicles crawling across its face. Indian Army convoys use this road constantly. Military supply lines depend on it, and in the history of Zoji La, the army has lost vehicles, equipment, and men, not to enemy fire, but to the mountain itself. Standing at the highest point of the pass on a clear day, looking in both directions at the road disappearing into clouds, you understand something very clearly. The Himalayas did not build this road. Humans forced it into existence, and the Himalayas have never accepted that intrusion quietly. Road 3, Skipper's Canyon, New Zealand. Some of the deadliest roads on Earth are not found in developing countries or war zones. Some of them are found in some of the most beautiful landscapes the planet offers, where the scenery is so extraordinary that it becomes the danger itself. Skipper's Canyon Road in New Zealand's South Island was carved by hand into the walls of a dramatic schist rock canyon during the gold rush of the 1860s. Miners needed access to the Shotover River below, where gold had been discovered. So they did what humans have always done when they need something badly enough. They built a road where no road should exist. The result is a 22-kilometer track cut directly into near-vertical canyon walls, barely 3 meters wide in some sections, with drops of hundreds of meters to the river below. The New Zealand government requires all rental car companies to specifically prohibit their vehicles from being driven on Skipper's Canyon Road. Not because of bureaucratic caution, but because the road genuinely destroys vehicles and their occupants with a regularity that makes insurance companies refuse coverage entirely. There are no barriers, the road simply ends at the edge, and the canyon continues downward without apology. What makes Skipper's Canyon particularly extraordinary is the light. In the late afternoon, the schist rock walls glow an almost supernatural gold, the same gold that brought miners here over a century and a half ago. The canyon is genuinely breathtakingly beautiful and completely, mercilessly dangerous. Beauty and danger have rarely shared the same address so completely as they do here. Road 4. Guoliang Tunnel, China. Some roads on this list are deadly because of where they go. This one is deadly because of how it was made. The Guoliang Tunnel in Henan Province, China, was not built by a government. It was not engineered by professionals. It was not funded by any official body. It was carved entirely by hand, by 13 villagers, using hammers, chisels, and nothing else, over the course of 5 years. Before the tunnel existed, the only access to Guoliang village was a series of stone handholds carved into a nearly vertical cliff face, a path so dangerous that the elderly and the sick were sometimes unable to leave the village at all. The outside world was effectively unreachable, so the villagers decided to reach it themselves. They sold their goats, their tools, everything of value they owned to buy hammers and steel chisels. Then they began to carve, working from the inside of the mountain outward, creating windows as they went to remove the debris. The result is a tunnel 1,200 meters long, 5 meters tall, 4 meters wide, carved entirely by human hands through solid rock. Driving through the Guoliang Tunnel is unlike any other road experience on Earth. The headlights illuminate rough stone walls pressing in from both sides. Windows flash past, and through each one, a vertical abyss of rock and valley below. The 13 men who built it worked without safety equipment, without engineering plans, without any certainty that what they were building would hold. One of them died during construction. The other 12 finished the road anyway. Road 5, Taroko Gorge, Taiwan. Our final road does not simply challenge drivers, it challenges the very concept of road building itself. Taroko Gorge in eastern Taiwan is one of the most dramatic geological features in Asia. A canyon carved by the Liwu River through solid marble and granite over millions of years. Its walls rise nearly vertical for hundreds of meters. Its floor is a rushing river of impossible turquoise. Through this canyon, Taiwanese engineers carved the Central Cross Island Highway, a road that follows the river through the marble gorge for kilometers, passing through dozens of tunnels, across dozens of bridges, and along cliff faces so sheer that in some sections the road is simply a ledge cut into vertical marble. The construction of Taroko Gorge Road claimed over 200 lives. Most of them were soldiers assigned to the project after the Civil War. Men who had survived one of the bloodiest conflicts in modern history, only to meet the marble walls of a Taiwanese gorge. Today, the road remains dangerous for a reason that has nothing to do with its construction. Taroko sits in one of the most seismically active zones in the world. Earthquakes are frequent, and when an earthquake strikes, the marble walls of the gorge do what marble does. They fracture and they fall. Rock falls on Taroko Gorge Road are not theoretical risks, they are recurring events. Vehicles have been struck, tourists have been killed. The gorge is staggeringly beautiful. White marble walls glowing in filtered light, turquoise river far below, waterfalls dropping from the cliff tops. Every kilometer is a photograph, and every kilometer is also a reminder that the mountain is still moving, still fracturing, still falling. The road exists at the mountain's permission, and that permission can be revoked at any moment. 5 roads, 5 different ways that humans forced passage through places that never wanted to be crossed. The Death Road, where 300 people a year once paid with their lives for the privilege of connection. Zoji La, where the Himalayas accept human crossings as a temporary inconvenience, nothing more. Skipper's Canyon, where the most beautiful landscape on Earth is also the most indifferent to your survival. Guoliang, where 13 ordinary people built the impossible with their bare hands, because the alternative was a life without access to the world. And Taroko, where a road carved through marble exists only because the mountain has not yet decided to take it back. What all 5 of these roads share is something deeper than danger. They are all proof that human beings, when cut off from the world, when separated from connection, from supply, from each other, will do almost anything to build a path through the impossible, even if that path costs everything. Which of these roads would you dare to drive? And which one stops you before you even start the engine? Tell Atmos in the comments below, because somewhere on this planet, there is a road being carved right now by hands that refuse to accept that some places cannot be reached. But they will try anyway. They always do.